2011, sorry. Ya, 2011 saya itu pertama kali ambil tes IELTS. Kemudian waktu itu saya mencoba untuk daftar beasiswa di Australia sama New Zealand, cuma belum rezekinya. Terus kemudian tahun 2015 dan 16 saya pernah ambil tes itu semuanya paper based test. Nah, paper based test itu nyaman kalau untuk listening, reading terutama ya, karena kita membaca nggak harus pakai komputer, very convenient. Cuman yang bagian writing itu betul-betul struggling. Why? Because we need to use pen or pencil. Nulis kalau salah harus dihapus kalau misalnya pakai pencil. Kalau pakai pen harus pakai Tipex. Wow. Our essay would be very messy if there are a lot of corrections. Ya kan itu bikin kita jadi nggak pede gitu. Nah, that's what I experienced before. Sehingga lumayan dulu struggling banget. Nah, setelah adanya computer based, nyaman banget. Kan ujiannya pakai komputer, sehingga writingnya ketik. Kayak ketikan. Dan juga there are a lot of benefits ya, taken from IELTS computer based. Itu ada banyak manfaat lagi. Nah, sekarang kita akan bahas the differences ya, di sini. Nah, IELTS on computer, yeah, you will receive the results in only 3 to 5 days. Yeah, much shorter than the paper-based that takes 13 days ya, or 2 weeks. Lama banget itu nunggunya. Sehingga I prefer to take this one untuk yang IELTS on computer. Terus juga lebih banyak yang ambil, bukan, lebih banyak slotnya. Ya, more than 20 tests per month. Jadi kemungkinan untuk bisa ambil tes setiap bulan tuh bisa. Nah, tapi kalau itu yang paper base hanya slotnya dikit ya, 4 tes per month. Kemudian kalau listening ya, individual headphone biasanya itu nanti kita di dalam bilik gitu. Saya terakhir ambil IELTS tahun lalu bulan Juli. Ya, jadi masih hangat ya. Bulan Juli itu terakhir itu computer base, saya di bilik itu pakai headset terus fokus ngerjain. Yang paling saya ingat adalah AC-nya dingin banget karena ruangannya kecil. Itu walaupun 1 bulan bisa 20-an slot, tapi yang tes itu dikit. Waktu itu ya cuma 6. Nanti besoknya ada lagi, besoknya ada lagi gitu. Jadi every day there's always slot. Ya, selalu ada slotnya. Kalau pengalaman saya. Nah, cuman yang challenging part itu kalau bagi saya speaking, because we have to talk the person on a video conference platform like Zoom, ya, ngomong sama orang di Zoom terus kemudian pakai headset itu saya nggak nyaman, nggak terlalu nyaman. Ya, apalagi kalau pakai headset. Kalau saya ngomong nggak pakai headset itu rasanya enak karena kadang kalau kita pakai headset agak agak gimana ya, terganggu dengan omongan kita sendiri yang masuk telinga kita. Sometimes I feel that way. Nah, enaknya kalau speaking langsung saya sih. Tapi ada juga kan orang yang introvert, they don't feel convenient talking to people in person or face to face. Ya, they rather talk to the computer. Nah, itu baru mungkin lebih milih yang tuh nyaman speaking pakai computer. Nah, sekarang kembali ke kalian. Which test format do you think is more suitable for you and why? Kalau saya sih setelah mengambil tes computer based, saya ambil computer based. Next time saya pasti ambil computer based karena hasilnya lebih cepat, terus writingnya aman. Kalau reading sama listening itu juga nggak jauh beda. Reading pun I couldn't imagine this before. Yeah, I thought that it would be very struggling because we had to see the reading passage which is quite long, terus ngejain gimana caranya layarnya itu nanti. Nah, ternyata nggak demikian. Ternyata ada dua, layar dibagi dua ya. Ada sini reading passage, di sini adalah questions-nya. Jadi kalau kita geser questions-nya itu reading-nya nggak bergerak, cukup di situ. And we can also highlight some words or phrases so that we will still remember the location where we want to find the answers. Nah, tadi Mbak Rosa bilang it is the same as TOEFL test. No, it is quite different. Ya, I cannot say that it is completely different, but it's quite different. Differentnya di mana? Yang paling utama adalah types of questions. Jenis pertanyaannya. Kalau TOEFL yang ITP, yang paper based itu semuanya multiple choice atau pilihan ganda. Pertanyaannya paling enggak, what is the main idea of the text, of the essay? Terus kemudian, what does it refer to inline berapa, nah pasti kayak gitu-gitu, dan itu pilihan ganda. And in my opinion it's much easier. Tapi kalau IELTS itu variatif pertanyaannya, ada short answer questions, ada multiple choice questions, ada true false not given questions, ada matching headings, ada matching information, matching sentences, dan macam-macam banget. Nah, itu each of the sections require different strategies. Ya, matching headings sama true false not given ya strateginya beda cara ngerjainnya. And then in the IELTS test, the reading passages are much longer than TOEFL test. Kalau TOEFL test mungkin ada 5 teks ya atau 5 passages. Tapi kalau di IELTS cuma 3, cuman itu panjang-panjang, long. And interestingly, in the IELTS test, it always starts with the simplest one, yang paling sederhana, yang paling mudah, agak sulit, saya nggak bilang sulit ya, agak menantang, paling menantang, gitu. Jadi selalu berurutan, paling simple, agak kompleks-kompleks. Nah, jadi reading passage di bagian pertama itu masih lumayan bisa kita kerjakan dengan lebih mudah daripada yang passage 2 and passage 3. Nah, nah otomatis ini menjawab pertanyaan yang kedua. Do you prefer reading long text on screen or on paper? Nah, saya karena sebenarnya termasuk generasi yang lama, nyaman readingnya pakai paper, tapi ternyata setelah saya jalani, nyaman juga kok reading di komputer. Ternyata bisa ngerjain saya. Jadi emang didesain seperti paper di komputer itu. That is nice. Terus how confident are you typing? Now, kalau menulis otomatis I prefer to type than write by hand. Enak typing, jelas. What concerns do you have about either format? Ya, ada plus minusnya, tapi saya merasa banyak plusnya ketika computer based. Ya, computer based. Tadi yang perempuan di video bilang kalau online based test itu di beberapa country aja, nggak semua countries itu ada. Dan kalau di Indonesia saya kira khawatir ya kalau remotely ngerjainnya itu nggak stabil koneksinya. Mendingan langsung di test centernya aja, computer based test. Oke, nah di sini ada range of scores-nya ya, 0 to 9 from expert user. Kalau paling rendah ya did not attempt the test, ini berarti mungkin nggak ikut tes atau apa. Nah, biasanya nih orang Indonesia hmm, tergantung sectionnya. Listening itu lumayan banyak bagus ya. Orang Indonesia itu bisa 6,5, 7, bahkan ada yang 9 ada. I used to have a students who got 8.5 in listening. Yeah. I also had another student who had 9 in reading. Nah, saya kira reading itu juga agak ada hubungan dengan IQ juga sih menurut saya ya, karena membaca itu kan butuh waktu yang cepat untuk memahami. Butuh waktu yang cepat untuk nyari lokasi, itu juga ada cognitive role juga sih. Nah, ada juga siswa saya yang bagus di speaking, misalnya 7.5 misalnya speakingnya, tapi readingnya 6,5 gitu, dan nggak bisa naik-naik. Nah, ada. Everyone has different weaknesses and strengths. Nah, nanti saya share juga pengalaman saya ketika finally I knew my strengths and my weaknesses, and then what did I need to do at the time, ya, agar bisa lancar semua. Nah, mungkin ini apa namanya lebih detail dari videonya, dan saya akan menjelaskan lebih lebih sederhana ya terkait dengan formatnya. Nanti teman-teman bisa mengakses ini di Canvas ya. Nah, just like Mbak Rosa said, in the listening test there are 4 sections. Ada yang conversations, ada yang monolog, ya macam-macam. Yang jelas di situ uh, konteksnya akademik sama sosial ya. Ada social interaction sama akademik. Karena kalau kita kuliah di luar negeri kan nggak cuman perkuliahan tok yang kita akan dealing with, tetapi kan juga survive in our lives ya, kayak nyari makan di sekitar tempat tinggal kita, booking appointments dengan dokter ya kan, itu keseharian. Nah, Kan ada dua macam ya, IELTS itu academic sama general training. Ya, seperti yang dikatakan di video tadi, yang academic for um, academic purposes ya untuk mencari beasiswa, untuk kuliah lanjut lagi, tapi kalau general training untuk bekerja. Saya kira ini yang dari Bapak Mas Mbak yang di Bea Cukai lebih paham ya. Karena ada sekarang saya kalau nggak salah sempat dengar peluang kerja di Australia. Ya, peluang kerja di ini. Nah, itu kan harus ada IELTS-nya, general training. Saya kebetulan punya dua siswa kemarin itu yang persiapkan IELTS general training, pengen ke Australia. Nah, itu tesnya yang general training. Kalau lanjut kuliah berarti akademik. Betul ya, Mas Bima ya. Emang ada apa itu namanya ya kerja di Australia itu. Oke. Terus apa namanya? Tapi kalau listeningnya sama ya, listening sama akademik sama general training sama. Yang beda itu cuman reading and writing. Ya, speakingnya juga sama. Ya, sama. Writingnya sama, reading berbeda karena kontennya yang harus berbeda. Nah, in reading, we need to complete it in 60 minutes. Three different text atau passages. Dalam waktu 60 menit. Kalau akademik berarti ya isinya itu tentang akademik. Isinya bisa tentang hasil penelitian. Isinya bisa eh, apa penemuan, kekinian, inovasi, dan sebagainya. Kalau saya sarankan, misalnya kalau masih lama mengambil tesnya, sering-seringlah membaca artikel-artikel di National Geographic. Nah, itu jenis-jenis teksnya mirip National Geographic. Ya, ada history, ada new inventions, ada hasil research, tapi bahasanya populer, bukan jurnal ya. Please don't read journal articles ya. Nggak diambil dari situ. Ya, tapi lebih artikel populer. Ya, seperti National Geographic, terus apa ya, NASA dan sebagainya. Akademik. Ya. Eh, Jenis soalnya macam-macam, like I told you before. Kalau writingnya itu ada dua macam, seperti di video tadi. Task one in 20 minutes ya, recommended to finish in 20 minutes. Karena kita harus punya waktu sisa 40 minutes to complete the other task ya, task two. Karena task two itu score higher, much higher. Ya, over how apa ya? Over double ya. Jadi lebih dua kali ya, dua kalinya itu lebih 3/4. Ya, 3/4 nilainya task one. Makanya saya dulu pernah itu ngerjain yang task two dulu. Karena masih fresh, terus karena itu yang prioritasnya gitu ya, skornya lebih banyak. Tapi ternyata nggak terlalu signifikan juga sih dampaknya. Kalau yang terakhir saya urut runtut gitu, dan it's okay. Nah, uh, academic writing ya itu nanti kita akan lebih detail membahas tentang writing ya di pertemuan berikutnya. Nah, kita bahas spesifik mengenai format dulu karena harus mengenalinya lebih dalam agar kita tahu strateginya ya. Lebih dalam lagi mengenai listening, itu ada four sections. Ya, tadi Mbak Rosa juga sudah sebutkan. Uh, Section one and two itu social purpose ya, social context. For example, in the first section, there are two or more people talking about a particular topic related to education or academic. Sorry, bukan. Itu social ya. Can be travel arrangements, can be renting a house, atau mungkin buying a ticket for watching cinema, atau watching concert. Nah, itu hal yang umum sekali, conversation. Baru yang kedua, monolog ya, one person talking. Tapi konteksnya masih social, non-academic context. Ya. Seperti the benefits of exercise, kan gak ada hubungannya dengan kuliah. Tapi kalau yang part 3 and 4, itu sangat akademik. Therefore, it starts from something simple ya to something more challenging. Itu IELTS. Di semua section tuh kayak gitu. Jadi sederhana ke kompleks kompleks kompleks. Nah, tapi justru saya menemukan yang paling challenging itu bagian ketiga. Multiple choice questions itu menurut saya karena kebanyakan multiple choice question itu ada di section ketiga. Itu more challenging than the others. Yang season 4 itu biasanya summary completion atau ada apa namanya paragraf yang rumpang. Kalau itu kita suruh mengisi sesuai dengan apa yang diomongkan. Okay, so four sections. Kemudian in reading, as you can see on my screen, there are three different passages. Tapi nanti ada tipsnya, tips paling utama, ya strategi paling utama dalam mengerjakannya adalah jangan spend a lot of time in reading the text. I think it is similar to TOEFL ya. Bahkan justru saran saya langsung baca soalnya aja biar cepat. Ya, because there are 40 questions to be completed in only 60 minutes. We are fighting against time for sure. Ya, 40 soal dalam waktu 60 menit dengan panjangnya bacaan seperti itu. Nah, it's impossible to enjoy reading first and then answer the questions. No. Jadi in the IELTS reading test, tugas kita adalah mencari jawaban, bukan mencari ilmu pengetahuan, mencari informasi, tapi menjawab pertanyaan. Fokus kita harus ke situ. Oke, okay. Itu ada 3 bacaan dan itu dari yang simple, getting more complex and more complex. Ini berarti mostly atau semua ambil academic IELTS ya, bukan general training IELTS ya. Ya, karena pasti ada harapan untuk lanjut kuliah nih ya. Oke, ini untuk writing yang berikutnya, yang terakhir nanti speaking ya. Writing, you need to write 150 words in task 1, and you are advised to do it in only 20 minutes because you need to have more time in writing task 2 because it is scored higher. 250 words itu minimumnya. Tapi kalau kita ngetik kan langsung tahu berapa jumlah katanya. Nah, itu yang paling susah dulu ketika paper base. Kita nggak bisa menghitung jumlah katanya. Tapi I never suggested my students think about the word count. I never do it. Why? Because please don't focus on the words. Karena kata itu kan bukan yang substansial. Substansinya adalah isinya. Substansinya adalah idenya. Tetap walaupun yang dites adalah bahasa, tapi substansinya adalah kontennya. Maka fokuslah pada apa yang harus ditulis. And then I will show you how to write well in writing task. Kita harus kayak gimana ketika writing itu. Ya, ada strateginya. Fokus pada apa yang mau ditulis itu aja. Nanti kita nggak sadar sudah 250 kata. Bahkan when I practice, I never realized that, oh my God, it already exceeded 250, even 300. Nggak sadar. Jadi fokus aja apa yang harus ditulis. Last but not least, is the speaking section. Ya, it starts from introduction. Ya, by the way, kita nanti finish at 9:30 ya berarti ya. Nah, saya ingin nanti ada simulasi ya. Karena ini adalah the first meeting that we have. I need to have speaking section to be our moment for knowing each other. Ya, sehingga saya ingin juga semua nanti berbicara. So we need to practice using speaking section to know each other. Nah, di speaking ada 3 parts. Yang paling gampang adalah yang pertama for sure. Seperti yang saya bilang tadi, dari yang simple mulai agak kompleks dan paling kompleks. It just lasts only 4 to 5 minutes. It's very simple because the examiner will only ask you some very basic questions about yourself. So it's like interviewing. Nanyain nama, alamat, hobi, ya. Pernah makan di mana. Nah, sederhana banget dan it takes only 4 to 5 minutes. Kemudian moving on untuk part 2 itu nanti peserta akan dikasih topik ya on a prompt card atau a piece of paper. So you can use the paper to make notes. Ya, nanti bisa nyiapin apa yang diomongkan because the participants or test takers are given 1 minute to prepare what they are going to say about the topic. Jadi 1 menit mempersiapkan apa yang diomongkan, kemudian nanti ngomong monolog selama 2 menit. Ya. Talk for 1 to 2 minutes. Although it's possible, it's okay for you to speak in only 1 minute, it's okay. But I suggest you speak longer than that, so 2 minutes. Yeah, because the first priority, the first the first important thing in speaking is fluency. Fluency can only be seen from how talkative we are. Uh, being talkative can only be seen by how much we can talk about the topic. Jadi ngomonglah sebanyak-banyak. Oke, ini monolog ya. Jadi the examiner will use timer. You need to speak, and then he or she will remind you when the time is up. Ya. Kemudian in the last part, there's two-way discussion. So the examiner will ask several questions about something related to the previous part 2. Misalnya part 2 itu tentang computer. Misalnya topiknya tentang computer. Misalnya apa namanya? Can you tell me about the last computer that you used for work misalnya? Misalnya itu di bagian part kedua. Kalau part ketiga nanti tentang teknologi misalnya. Do you think that computer will replace human teachers misalnya? Ya, terus suruh menyampaikan pendapatnya. Nah, yang bagian ketiga ini is all about arguments. Ya, it tests how we can argue things, ya, how we can share our thoughts. Nah, kadang pertanyaannya itu gini, cukup complicated untuk disampaikan jawabannya. Misalnya, how do you see people in the past when shopping compared to those living today in shopping misalnya? Kan harus bisa membandingkan orang zaman dulu kalau belanja itu gimana, orang sekarang kalau belanja gimana. Nah, membandingkan. Nah, itu kalau membandingkan orang masa lalu, otomatis kan harus menggunakan tense-nya apa tense-nya? Menggunakan past tense, ya kan? Nah, orang Indonesia sering banget saya jumpai eh, nggak pakai past tense ngomongin masa lalu karena di bahasa Indonesia kita nggak punya past tense. Kemarin aku makan roti, hari ini aku makan buah misalnya. Sama makan juga. Padahal kan kalau bahasa Inggris beda. Nah, karena kita nggak punya past tense, maka orang terbiasa ngomong past tense pun pakai present tense. Nah, itu juga dinilai karena tadi pertanyaannya jelas membandingkan masa lalu. Alright, so this is the last section of the IELTS test. I need to close it. So now you have the idea what the IELTS looks like, and well, you can do by yourself in the LMS for 5 and 6. I think we need to move on in speaking practice. Nah, seperti yang saya share tadi ya, di sini sudah ada yang lebih enak dilihat ya formatnya. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. And nah, di sini ada tipsnya ya di speaking. So, okay. Some people might say that we need to use complicated words in speaking, advanced words, I mean, of vocabulary. But when it can hinder you to speak fluently, I suggest you not do it first. Your focus must be on fluency first. Yeah, fluency is number one. Because when you are not fluent, then the people whom you are talking to will not understand you much better or very well. So you need to be fluent first, and then when you get to that reach or to that point of fluency, then you can add a little bit more vocabulary. Ya, memang vocabulary itu dinilai juga, tetapi kita harus fokus pada yang fluency dulu, baru nanti pelan-pelan ningkatin vocabulary sama grammarnya. Nah, so this is the tip. You can find it out in the LMS. Nah, sekarang saya akan share screen untuk scoringnya ya, kriteria dalam speaking. Karena malam hari ini kita akan praktek speaking, ya. Jadi saya mau nunjukin yang dinilai itu apa aja sih dalam speaking. Okay, wait seconds. I need to share another file. All right, here you are. Okay. As you can see from my screen, so this is the rubric. There are 4 criteria to be assessed in your speaking performance. It starts from fluency and coherence. Nah, Kalau fluency kelancaran ya, ada yang tahu di sini coherence itu apa? Ada yang pernah dengar apa itu coherence?
Nyambung nggaknya?
Nyambung atau enggaknya? Oke, ada lagi? Ini ada yang beda pendapat? Coherence itu apa yang disampaikan make sense. Kalau nyambung tidaknya, kadang kadang gini, saya tuh pernah punya pengalaman ya. Dulu itu tes pertama saya itu dulu ya, IELTS dia. Si examiner nanya sesuatu, tapi saya jawabannya itu saya sebenarnya nggak menjawab pertanyaannya. Karena waktu itu ya saya ngerasa ada kosakata yang saya agak kesulitan, sehingga jawaban saya itu agak melenceng gitu. Tapi kok skornya kok nggak jelek gitu loh. Nah, make sense di sini maksudnya adalah runtut ya. Kita ngomong dari awal ini ya nanti setelah itu ya sesuai dengan ini nih. Jadi nyambung gitu, nyambung. Apa well structured ya, terstruktur dengan baik. Saya kira saya bisa kasih analogi kayak debat capres yang lalu ya. Kan ada tiga kandidat tuh. Menurut teman-teman yang paling runtut bicaranya itu siapa? Yang paling meyakinkan dan runtut bicaranya apa? Satu. Ya, in terms of delivery or speech, terus terang, Pak Anies Baswedan. Ya, selain akademisi, beliau juga memang dari sononya punya kompetensi public speaking ya. Paling bagus menurut saya itu. Kedua Pak Ganjar Pranowo, misalnya analoginya seperti itu ya. Tapi itu in terms of speech ya, bukan pilihan ya. Ya, itu. Jadi bayangkan seperti Pak Anies Baswedan tuh kalau ngomong runtut gitu ya. Ya, harus enak didengar gitu. Nah, itu namanya coherence ya, make sense ya, runtut gitu. Nah, itu yang pertama. Yang kedua, lexical resource. Lexical resource itu kenapa kok bukan vocabulary tapi lexical resource karena sumber vocab. Jadi mengukur seberapa kaya kosakata yang kita kuasai. Sehingga it's very important not repeat words. Ya, please don't repeat a lot of words or often repeat words. Ya, pakai synonyms, pakai paraphrasing. Paraphrasing itu mengatakan sesuatu dengan cara yang berbeda. Akan kelihatan kita punya variasi. Nah, yang ketiga grammatical range and accuracy. Makanya di sini ada pakai range, bukan hanya grammatical accuracy, variasi grammarnya. Jadi juga bisa ngomong simple sentences, ngomong complex sentences. Tapi kalau berbicara itu utterances ya, bukan sentences. Karena itu tuh writing, kalau ngomong tuh utterances. Ya simple utterances, complex utterances, bisa passive voice, bisa active voice, uh, bisa kompleks-kompleksnya. Semakin banyak variasi ngomongnya, semakin nilainya tinggi. Pronunciation, nah bukan aksen ya, tapi pronunciation. Karena kesalahan pronunciation itu bisa membuat misunderstanding. Misalnya kata banyak sebenarnya orang Indonesia itu salah pronounce juga. Misalnya kata finger ya, fingerprint ya, banyak orang Indonesia itu finger. Kamu udah fingerprint belum? Terus target ya gitu ya. Kalau orang ngomong target, wah pusing itu nanti native speaker examinernya yang ngetes. What is that? Gitu, ya. Target, target. Nah, tapi yang paling utama, walaupun ini masing-masing 25% point for each ya, tapi paling utama itu nomor satu. Kenapa? Ya, walaupun 2, 3, 4 tercapai, kalau nggak lancar ya percuma. Ya, percuma. Kalau banyak fillersnya ya, banyak posisnya. I think kelihatan confused gitu. Ya, percuma. Ya, jatuh nanti nilainya. Oke. Any question about speaking test?
No, sir.
Oke, no question. Bentar, saya ada yang lupa saya share tadi ya. Yang bagian ketiga ya. Bagian ketiga itu I always recommend my students speak as much as possible, as long as possible. Di sini tidak ada waktu. yang waktu ini hanya examiner yang menentukan ya. Jadi kita tidak ada tanda waktu kita harus ngomong berapa menit itu nggak ada. Kita bisa ngomong sebebasnya. Kalau memang dirasa cukup nanti examiner akan stop. Jangan terpaku pada waktu kalau yang part ketiga. Ngomong sebanyak-banyaknya. Nanti akan diingetin examiner untuk berhenti. Kalau yang part kedua kan jelas itu 2 minutes sih, 1 to 2 minutes. Ya. Mungkin ini nanti kita jam 9 simulasi ya. Ya, masih ada 4 menit. Saya ingin share contohnya. Ya, ini ada di YouTube sih sebenarnya. Bisa teman-teman akses di Canvas tadi. Tapi ini kayaknya belum share sound ya. Oh, udah share sound. Nah, kalau part one itu tolong jawabannya jangan banyak panjang ya. Jangan panjang-panjang. Jawaban karena ini hanya menanyakan pribadi ya, interview, personal interview secukupnya atau sesuai pertanyaannya aja. Kita coba lihat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Phil Smith. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Sausan Hassan.
Thank you. And can you tell me where you're from?
I'm from Syria.
Can I see your identification,
Yes,
please?
sure.
Nah, ini kalau face to face ya. Saya juga punya contohnya yang computer based itu ada di Canvas. Dan bisa teman-teman akses.
Good morning. In this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Let's talk about what you do. Do you work or are you a student?
I'm a student.
And what subject are you studying?
English literature.
Why did you choose this subject?
Well, I like literature very much, and English is international language, so English literature is one of the best majors I've ever studied, so I like it very much.
What do you hope to do when you finish your studies?
Nah, ini kan ngomong tentang education, ya, ngomong tentang personal background ya, pendidikannya apa, jurusannya apa, mau kuliah apa, ya kan? Nah, kalau yang part 2 itu ada di menit ke 4:10. Oke, part 2 itu beda.
Thank you.
Kayak ini.
Now, I'm going to give you a topic, and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can make notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes.
Here's some paper and a pencil for making notes. And here's your topic. And I'd like you to describe a special gift or present you gave to someone.
Special present you give to someone. Nah, dikasih waktu 1 menit untuk mempersiapkan. Aduh, kok. Sorry. Ini kelewat.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Describe a special gift or present you gave to someone. All right. Remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay. The special gift actually I gave to my mother, and it was a necklace in the Mother Day, and
intinya adalah monolog ya.
Good morning.
Monolog dikasih waktu mempersiapkan terus ngomong selama maksimal 2 menit. Nah, kalau yang part 3 7 2 3 ini ngomong sebanyak-banyaknya. Coba kita lihat.
Can I have the booklet and the paper and pencil back, please?
yes.
Nanti examiner tuh bisa native speaker, bisa orang Indonesia.
We've been talking about a special gift you gave to someone,
Tergantung British
and I'd like to
Council
discuss
atau
with you 1 or 2
IDP
more general
negaranya.
questions related to this. Let's consider first of all giving gifts in families. On what occasions do family members give gifts to each other in Syria?
Well, usually they give gifts on birthdays.
Nah, what kind of culture usually people give present each other in Syria? Nah, berarti kan itu udah mulai pertanyaannya agak kompleks ya kan? Butuh butuh jawaban argumen atau jawaban pengetahuan mengenai biasanya orang ngasih hadiah itu pas momen apa kan harus cerita gitu. Nah, butuh ide kita harus harus punya ide bahkan kadang-kadang kita harus siap dengan pertanyaannya kita nggak familiar. Nah itu gimana strateginya? Nah nanti we can talk about it later in another session lebih deeply mengenai speaking. Nah malam hari ini saya ingin kita praktek yang part 1 dulu aja ya part 1. Are you ready to practice? Wow, it's already 9 o'clock. So I think we need to start practicing to speak. Di sini mungkin saya langsung tunjuk aja ya. Kalau nanti siapa duluan bisa nunggu-nunggu nanti. Oke, wait saya akan persiapkan topiknya dulu. Saya tadi sudah dapat topiknya, cuman saya perlu cek. Oke. Nah, ini topiknya juga bisa saya share di WhatsApp ya. Jadi kalian bisa latihan sendiri di rumah. Part 1 itu topiknya apa aja. I already have the website for that. Nah, kita mungkin mulai dari alfabet dulu. Di sini ada Mbak Alvira. Ini Mbak Alvira. Nice to meet
Hello,
you.
I am a
Loh,
man.
oh man ya.
Yes,
Okay, your name is like mine ya, Aziza ya.
yes,
People
that's
thought that I was not a man.
my parents' name.
Oh, your parents' name.
Yes,
Okay.
my mother name and my father name.
Oh,
Yes.
wow, it's a unique
Uh,
name combining
yes.
from both names.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready, Pak Alfira?
Uh,
Right,
not yet.
let's start it. Ini cuma perkenalan aja sih.
Okay.
Well, just imagine that I am the real examiner of the official IELTS speaking test tonight. There are 3 different parts in the IELTS speaking test. Now let's begin with the first part. In part 1, I'm going to ask you several questions about yourself. But first of all, can you please tell me your full name?
My full name is Muhammad Alfira Naufal Muhtadi.
And how does everyone call you?
Naufal.
Okay, Naufal. Mr. Naufal, can I have your identity please? Nah, biasanya gitu. Suruh nunjukin identity.
Oh ya.
Untuk make sure itu tidak ada kecurangan atau calo ya. Okay. Where are you from, Mr. Naufal?
I'm from Jakarta.
Okay, is that the place where you were born to?
What?
Is that the place where you were born? The place where you live in now is the place where you were born?
Yes, I born in Jakarta and I live in Tangerang for 15 years.
Okay. Do you work or study?
I work.
Okay. Can you tell me about your job?
My job is analyst laboratory in custom excise.
Why did you choose the job? Can you tell me the reason why you choose the job?
I just apa ya? Belum masih bingung juga.
Okay. Last question.
Okay.
Naufal. Is it a popular job in your country?
No, a popular job.
Yes.
Maybe not. Just some people have can bisa bisa juga.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Naufal. Yeah, we need to give a chance to other students. Tadi dari cowok ya, sekarang kita ke cewek. Coba nih yang Mbak Nur Aida Amalia. Hello, how are you, Mbak Nur? Very good to see you.
Hi. Sorry, my son
Okay,
is
no
got
problem.
back to sleep, so
No problem at all. Okay, let's get started. Well, in part one, I'm going to ask several questions about yourself. Can you tell me your full name first, please?
okay. Hello, sir. My name is Nur Aida Amalia.
And how does everyone usually call you?
You can call me Aida.
Ida. All right.
Yeah.
Are you a student or do you have a job?
Sorry.
Are you a student or worker or employee?
I'm a worker.
Okay, worker. Where do you work?
Uh, Actually, I work like Alvira Naufal as a analyst laboratory.
All right, I see. Can you tell me about your hometown?
Okay. Actually, it's a little bit complicated because I was born in Kuningan,
Mm-hmm.
and then now I live in Belitung.
Oh, now currently you live in Belitung.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you want to know about my hometown in Kuningan, I think it's a little city in West Java, and
Mm-hmm.
mm, has a big mountain
Mm-hmm.
called Ciremai Mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and then and then
Do you like your
uh
hometown? Do you
yeah,
like your hometown? Do you like your
yes,
hometown?
yeah. I like my hometown because the weather is um cold.
Okay.
The weather is good for me, and then it's not like in here. In here is a little bit hot. I think, if I compare them, but I like my hometown.
Do you often visit your hometown?
Um, uh, Last I visit my hometown when Lebaran Day.
Okay, Lebaran. All right, Idul Fitri. All right.
Yeah, Idul Fitri.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, Mbak Aida. Nice to see you from Kuningan ya.
Yeah.
Okay, next it should be a man, Mas Bagus. Ya, tadi kelihatan orangnya tapi belum kedengaran suaranya.
Halo, Mr. Restu.
Okay, okay, good to see you, Mas Bagus. Oh ya, oh, we've seen before ya. I forgot it.
Iya,
Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, Mas Bagus, get ready. Well, in the IELTS speaking part one, I'm going to ask several questions about yourself. Can you tell me your full name first, please?
Okay, thank you. My full name is Bagus Agang Sudrajat.
And how do you call you? How do I call you? Sorry.
Some of my friend called me Bagus or Agang.
All right. Well, what do you do?
I work as a government employee,
Okay.
same with Nur Aida and Alvira Noval, as an analyst laboratory in
Is
Pekanbaru.
in Pekanbaru. Is that the place where you're from now?
Yeah,
In-
I'm living in Pekanbaru right now.
All right. Do you often ride a bike to office from home to office?
Yes, I usually go to my office by my motorcycle.
Motorcycle. All right. What about bicycle? Do you have a bicycle?
No, I don't have bicycle in here.
Oh, you don't have a bicycle.
Yeah,
But do you usually use a bicycle to do exercise or something?
no, I don't have bicycle here, so I didn't do exercise like riding a bicycle. But
All right.
yeah, all of that. Sorry.
Have you ever learned how to ride a bicycle before?
Yes, of course. The reason why I can ride my motorcycle because of I ever train to use bike.
Okay. Do you think there are a lot of people in your country use bicycles?
Yeah, after 2020, after the COVID era,
Mhm.
our some of our people in Indonesia, it's concerned in healthy. So
Right.
some of them are trying to build many bikes, and then I've seen a lot of people use bikes in the road right now.
All right. Thank you. That's it. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Bagus. Okay. Nice to know you. Okay, let's move on. Let's find another participant. It should be a woman, yeah. Mbak Siva. Hello, Mbak Siva.
Hello, Mr. Restu.
Hello, good to see you, Mbak Siva. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Okay, Mbak Siva, now let's begin with part one. As you can see, there are three parts in the speaking test. In part one, I'm going to ask some questions about yourself. But please tell me your full name
My name is Siva Fuzi Alawiyah.
and how does everyone call you?
My name calls me Siva.
Miss Siva. Okay, where are you from, Miss Siva?
I'm from Cirebon, West Java.
Oh, Cirebon, West Java. Is your nationality Indonesian?
Yes, I'm Indonesian.
Okay, good. Is the place where you're born or from is the also the place where you live now?
No, I was born in Cirebon and now I live in Medan.
Oh, you live in Medan. Okay, all right. Well, do you usually celebrate your birthdays?
Um, no,
No. Why?
because I don't know, but uh, when I getting older, uh, I just don't celebrate it anymore.
Okay. Did you ever celebrate your birthdays when you were a child?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. How did you celebrate your last birthday?
My last birthday, I celebrated with my family,
Mhm.
uh, with a cake, just my closest family.
All right. Okay. In your opinion, do you think that children need to celebrate their birthdays with a party?
Mm, then I think it's quite important to celebrate someone's birthday, but it don't have with a party.
Okay. Is birthday party is popular in your country?
Not really, I think.
Okay, not really. Okay, thank you. That's it. But Miss Sifa, yeah. Thank you very much. Miss Sifa from Medan, yeah. Okay, now let's go on. We need to have man, yeah, Mas Wahid Hanafi. Hello, Mas Wahid. Okay, I like
Yes,
the
sir.
background. Okay, Mas Wahid, we are now practicing part one in the speaking test of IELTS. Now let's get started. I'm going to ask some questions about your personal background. Let's begin with your full name. Can you please tell me your full name?
My full name is Raden Wahid Hanafi.
And how does people usually call you? How do people usually call you?
You can call me Wahid.
All right, Wahid. Where are you from?
Uh, I'm from Yogyakarta.
Yogyakarta, what is it about? Is it Indonesia?
Yes, I'm in Indonesia.
I see. Is your nationality Indonesian too?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay. Um, what do you do?
Uh, I'm working as apa namanya?
Uh,
Government
oh,
employee
a government employee, yes.
in custom and access laboratory as a analyze laboratory.
Mhm. As an adult person, do you remember the best moments when you were a child? As an adult
Sorry.
person, yeah, people must have some important moments when they were a child. Do you remember the best moments when you had when you were a child?
Uh, um, when I'm playing with some friends
Mm-hmm.
at a park, uh, playing football, playing apa namanya itu? Bike, riding a bike.
Riding a bike. Did you enjoy them when you were a child at the time?
Yes,
Okay. Did you have a lot of friends when you were a child?
some friend about 5 to 10 friends maybe.
Some friends. Okay. Thank you. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Wahid. Okay. Kita gantian. It should be woman. Uh, ini Mbak Eka Soraya Siregar ya. It must be from Medan ya. From Batak nih kayaknya. Mbak Eka Soraya.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Good to see you. Right. Let's get to the practice. Yeah. I'm gonna ask some questions about something related to yourself. But please tell me your full name first. What's your name?
My full name is Eka Soraya Siregar.
And how do I call you?
You can call me Eka.
Okay. Eka, where are you from?
I'm from Medan, North Sumatra in Indonesia.
All right. Is that the place where you were born or you live in now?
Yes, I was born in Medan and now I live at Medan too.
All right. Okay. And then you work in Medan too, yeah? Right now.
Yes.
All right. Now let's talk about clothes. Are clothes important to you?
Sorry?
Are clothes important to you?
Clothes?
Yes. The clothes that you wear.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Are they
Clothes.
important to you? Yes, yes.
Yes. And?
Are they important to you? Do you think that clothes are important for you?
I think the clothes is, yes, I think the clothes is important for me because the clothes describe how I look.
Okay, it describes your personality too. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. What kind of clothes do you usually wear?
I always use clothes comfy, of course. Sorry, my alarm on.
That's okay.
The comfy and I think the colorful color. I like full color in my body. And then I always like cheek, I think cheek and eye catching in my body.
All right. Do you ever wear the traditional clothes of your country?
Ever I use Borneo clothes or Batak clothes I ever use that.
All right. Where do you usually buy them?
Uh, I never buy. I rent the traditional clothes because I think
Right.
it's more expensive if I buy it.
Yeah, I see. I see. Thank you, Mbak Eka. That's it.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Okay, we still have more time, so we need to have more people to practice with me. Now, I'd like to call Mr. Ricky MP, Prime Minister.
Okay, Mr. Restu, wait a minute.
All right.
Yes, here I am.
Okay, good. Very good to see you in person. Wow, Mr. Ricky. Okay, let's have a practice.
Yes.
Let's do part one in the speaking test, and I'm gonna ask several questions about yourself. But first of all, can you please tell me your full name?
Yes, sure. My name's Ricky Mahaputra.
Ricky Maharputra. And how does everyone call you?
Usually my friends call me Ricky.
All right, Ricky. And where are you from?
I'm originally my home base in Padang.
Padang, Indonesia?
Yes, Indonesia.
All right. And where do you live now?
I now live in Dumai when I work here.
Okay, so you work now. What do you
Yes.
do?
I am a customs officer.
Some officer. All right. Thank you. Do you often use a computer, Mr. Ricky?
Yes, sorry.
Do you often use computer?
Yes, sure. Because in my work, usually use computer.
Hmm. Do you prefer desktops or laptops?
It's sometimes I comfortable with computer, but sometimes I prefer to laptop. The
All right.
laptop we can go everywhere and can use everywhere. But sometimes computer is comfortable. So it's depends on situation.
All right. It depends on the situation and purpose of what you're doing. All right. What do you usually use your computer for?
Recapitulation for my work. I work in customs officer as analyst laboratory. So I need to typing about my report about 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 things that refers to export or import.
Okay. All right. That's good. Thank you very much, Mas Ricky. I have. Okay. I think we need to have Mbak Rosa. Yeah.
Yes.
Mbak Rosa, your turn.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask some questions about yourself first in part one of the art speaking test. But first of all, please tell me your full name
Yes, my name is Rosa Rizkina.
and how should I call you?
A lot of people call me Rosa, sometimes Ina, but mostly people call me Rosa.
Most people call you Rosa. Okay. Where are you from?
Originally from Aceh, but now I reside in Medan.
Oh, you live in Medan now.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you work or you student?
Currently, I am working.
All right. Okay. Do you plan to study?
Yes, in the future, I hope that it could have a chance for me in the future.
All right. What are you going to study then?
Probably closest to my work, maybe like science or like food technologies or like goods. Mostly on.
Well, all people must do, some things every day, yeah, for their daily routine. So, when do you usually get up in the morning?
Obviously, I wake up at around 5:30, and
Mhm.
then to do subuh prayer, and then after
Right.
that I got prepare on my breakfast, and then of course get ready to go to work.
All right. Do you usually have the same routine every day?
Most of the weekdays, yes,
Mhm.
I do that. But for the weekend, a little bit different. Maybe after praying subuh, sometimes I'll go back to sleep, or well, mostly going back to sleep. So that's my week, and that's my day off.
Okay. Do you ever change your routine?
Sometimes, if I want a change of scenery, probably whenever people or my friend ask me to go jogging, or just have a appointment in early morning, but not every
Mhm.
day, but not every times. I don't really like change of routine because I like my routine so much.
Okay. Is your routine the same today as it was when you were a child?
Obviously no, because as we get older, and then I have responsibility to my work, and obviously it's 100% difference from when I was a student or from when I was a child.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mbak Rosa.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, nice to hear from you. I think I need to have one more person to have practice with me. It should be a man. Mas Chandra. Hello, Mas Chandra. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Aziz. I'm fine.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Well, now let's do our practice on part one of the IELTS speaking test. I'm going to ask several questions about yourself. But please tell me about your full name first.
Oh, yes. My full name is Chandra Hussein,
Mhm.
and now
And how do people usually call you?
most of my friends call me Bang Jen. Yes, because it is more simple than if you call me Chandra.
Okay. Can you tell me where you're from and where do you live now?
Now I live in capital city of Aceh in Banda Aceh.
Banda
Uh,
Aceh.
yes,
Okay.
I'm from Padang Sidempuan. If you know, Padang Sidempuan is a city in the North Sumatra, but it is
Oh,
a remote area. So if you go to my city from Medan, it takes one night to
okay.
yes.
One night from Medan. Okay, Medan to
Yes.
Aceh. All right. Let's talk about dreams. Do you often have dreams when you sleep?
Oh, sometimes I get a dreams. Mostly if I'm tired in work at night, I usually more often to have a dream.
Hmm. Do you usually remember your dreams?
Last my dream, I fighting with other people that I don't know the fate. Yes, because I'm very tired. This is my habit, yeah. My habit, if I getting tired, usually at night have a dream.
Dream. Okay. Do you think dreams are important to remember?
Sometimes it has it is important because sometimes a dream there is a good dream that it's make some yes good memories. So
Memories.
I like to remember the good
Okay.
one.
All
Yes.
right. Thank you very much, Mas Chandra. Because now it's 9:30. Yeah, I think I will give another chance for the others who haven't got the chance tonight for speaking part one. I'd like to give a little feedback for your performance. Okay, the most important thing is that please ensure that you are speaking in the context of international communication, yeah, because you're talking to a native speaker who knows that the examiner will be a native speaker, that they will not have no idea about Indonesia. When you mention about your hometown, for example, Kuningan and then Medan or Aceh, probably he or she might have no idea about it. Therefore, it's important to mention Indonesia as the country to make it more common for the native speaker. And although it's actually fine, it's also fine to say that because the examiner will ask for clarification or ask for the information about that. But I find most of you could respond to me quite well because all the questions are very common. As you can see in part 1, most of the questions are easy to answer, right? It's all about your personal background and identity, your hometown, your education, your work, or your activity in daily life. So all the questions are easy, but you also need to be prepared for the next section, the next part, yeah, part 2 and part 3. Well, I think that's it for tonight. Do you have any questions related to speaking or probably IELTS in general? Any question from you? All right, if there's no more question, I think we need to finish. We need to end our session tonight. So I have received most of your emails, and then I'm gonna sign you to the Canvas LMS that I have created for you. And you can access to a lot of materials there. You can study yourself. And we're gonna use most of the materials there for our Zoom sessions. Okay, for the next meeting, I'm gonna give it to Mr. Barans. Hey, Mr. Barans is here. Okay, Mr. Barans will be with you in the next meeting. Hello, Mr. Barans. Are you ready for the next session?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Barans. You can call me CB. In Audiotext Marine English, the teachers are called coach, but I prefer to use teacher. So Pak Arswendai will be for teaching. But if I prefer use coach than coaching. So I think it's a bad term actually.
Yeah, that's a good style too.
Okay, it is the first time for me to meet you, all staffs of Aston Excite, yeah. And I see that most of you work as a laboratory analyst. So yeah, just want to say hi and nice to meet you. And for the information, I'm gonna focus on the passive skill, reading and listening, and sometimes I will help Pars to review the writing
and speaking.
Okay. And speaking faster.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Barans. You can meet Pak Barans and catch up with him later in the next meeting on Thursday. So I think that's it. Thank you very much. Have a good night and good luck on your study and work tomorrow. See you again next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.